Welcome to Make a Path Presents. I'm Ronnie Hayes, and today for Walker Withdrawal Wednesday, we're going to go ahead and go live. What is that? Dust? This is one of those new shirts. I think I got dust or whatever on it. You got no guts, and then down here on your guts is some guts. That's cute in a gory way. But anyway. Oh man, did I set this to public? I hope I did. Okay, 15 watching. Let me check the chat. Where is the chat? We got 15 watching. I don't have a chat. Oh, there's the chat. Like the shirt. Okay, so we're up. Now here's another thing for anyone new or for anyone who hasn't seen the comic live stream. All right, quality and sound are both good. You guys are already on top of it. Let me know if the image gets a little laggy. I'm not worried about that. If the sound cuts in and out, that's where we have the big problems. If you can't hear me, it's unwatchable. Another thing too, I just got this in the mail. I'm going to leave a link down below. I forgot to leave a link in the other video. I will update that. I just thought about it. But I have the link in the, the last live, one of the videos we tried to do a couple back. The guy makes these bats. This is the comic version. I've been messing around with it all day. I love this thing. It's black with white barbed wire on it. I love it. I think it looks so cool. Anyway, today we are going to talk about a couple things. I did leave a link in the video description. See and hear you great. Yes. Yeah, it's public. Woohoo. All right. I did leave a link in the video description, okay? That is for the death threats that Josh McDermitt got. I was disgusted. When I first heard about this, I thought it was a joke, or I thought it was something silly or stupid or clickbait, or it had to do with something different. But when I found out that it was real, I was just absolutely disgusted by it. The fact that we have so many fans who not only feel the need to message a cast member death threats or be a huge ass to them online. I don't care how rough I get in a review, and if I just tear someone apart and say like that was a weak performance, or this was horrible, or this was bad, or this, that, and the third, I never go online and message somebody and be like, you were trash, you should die. I mean, not even just in a review, but just talking to them as if they are that character, man. Speaking of which, funny enough, I did message the actor who played Spencer, and I did tell him in a post, you got no guts. It was like a pro-female post, right? But it was like, what is that called? Like where it's a double joke, where I said you got no guts. So people think I'm trolling them, saying, oh, you're standing up for women, you ain't got no guts. But in reality, we know, us Walking fans know, Walking Dead fans, we know it has to do with the show. I got reamed out for that by a couple of the people who don't watch the show, I guess. But, yeah, why are people so stupid? Who does that? What? I will say one thing, though. I hear that Josh deleted all his social media posts. I don't know how bad it got. I don't know to what extent. I do know that the actor who played Father Gabriel, he got shit. He's probably not getting it now because his character made that turn, and that's what it seems like Josh was trying to say when he said, you know, just wait. If you think that this, that, and the third, if you think he's betraying the group or whatever, he's like, I think you're wrong or whatever. And I think they're wrong as well. I've said this multiple times. That doesn't fit of his character, but it doesn't matter. When Father Gabriel was being a snitch and a coward and all that, a lot of us, me too, were saying just wait, because the actors of a high caliber, they're going to do something good with his story. They won't just give it this simple comic Gabriel storyline. And he had that redemption, you know? And now he's not getting treated like that. So I don't know how bad it got. It's freezing on me here. There's no video or sound. All right, who else doesn't have any video or sound? All right, yeah, so Josh just quit his social media. So if I could get, my stream says the health is fantastic. I have everything. People are saying it's frozen. I don't know. My stream health says it's fantastic, so I don't know what to say. If a lot of people are having the problem, we will figure something else out. But anyway, you look fine for me. Yeah. if I could say one thing to Josh, all I gotta say is, besides the fact that mad love from a lot of fans, besides that, you aren't shutting up the haters as much as you're blocking out the fans who love you. You know what I mean? By shutting down your social media. And I get it too. Probably nowhere near what he gets as far as social media interactions and messages and shit. But I get people who private message me just to tell me how much they want to punch my face. You know? I get people private messaging me some nasty shit. And like I said, nowhere near what somebody on The Walking Dead gets. Nowhere near. It sucks, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that like, oh, I get it too, so it ain't nothing. But no, it sucks. It's not something you want to hear, especially if you're having a rough day, you know what I mean? Or if a number of things aren't working out for you, and then you read 6 or 7 of those messages. Sometimes you're like, I don't want to check messages anymore. I'm done. For today, I'm done. Maybe that's what he was feeling, and he said, you know what, I'm done. I don't want to harp on such a negative topic for so long. I want to dive into some of your questions. I hope you guys got them. One important thing, I'm going to try to talk for, or at least have this live stream for a good solid 30 minutes. Anything we do longer than that, that's bonus. If I got to take a break or anything to check on my daughter, I'll mute it and check on her if you guys don't mind, and then we'll come back and maybe we'll talk a little bit longer. But I want you guys, if you can, put Q&A. I'm going to scroll through the chat and I'm going to look for all the Q&A. Very first thing in your question. If you have a question you want to ask, just like a Q&A, but it'll be like a live Q&A. So this Walker withdrawal Wednesday will be like an open discussion, see what you guys have to say. The first thing I want to address right here, we have a $10 super chat from Mama Otter. Nice name. Huge thank you. Let me try to find your comment. Okay, no comment with it, just a generous donation from Mama Otter. Thank you very much. I am saying that right, huh? Yeah. He is lying. We can hear you perfect. It's lagging a bit. Listen, you're just a little laggy, but it's okay. Now, when you guys say laggy, if the audio's skipping out here and there, I know at nighttime, for some reason, it's the worst. It's the absolute worst. The internet will randomly shut off for like a half an hour to an hour, and it's usually always around midnight. It's been like that since I moved in. I have no idea why. So if the video is laggy, but the audio is perfect, I'm going to move on with it, you know, because I don't know. I don't know how to tweak it without shutting it down, because all the best settings, I can't touch them when we're live. I have to shut it down, you know, change the settings, and then go live again. All right, so Q&A, guys. I'm going to take a drink. You please do some more vids with Juliet. She's hilarious. We got more coming. We got a, Katie Source Rex. We got a whole nother family channel coming. We're going to be posting in about a week. A lot planned. What else we got? Yeah, so you guys, anything you want to ask, Q&A. Working great, Ronnie. Love your channel. Huge fan, buddy. Thank you very much. Why can't they separate the character from the actor? He didn't actually do anything. They're mad at. Yeah, he didn't actually do anything. A lot of this stuff Eugene actually did, it makes sense. Listen, we didn't have any time to dive in deep from what Eugene was thinking, but think about this. If Eugene knows, you know what I mean, or has any idea at all that Negan can take away the dynamite, you know, that Negan has that trash group in his back pocket. And we don't know if Eugene knows this. Eugene could have been subtly telling Rick, you're not going to win. Like, trust me, just stop this and yada, yada, yada. Now, I don't think it was all that, but if fans thought about it a little more, some of the fans that are hating on Eugene, he could have been honestly trying to reach out with Rick and trying to warn him and be like, Rick, just don't do it. This is going to end bad. They got the dynamite. They got these people in your pocket. So, I don't know. There's so much. What is that? The stream is continuing. All right, YouTube just did something real weird. The whole top of the thing went blank, and it said offline, and then it said the stream is continuing. So let me make sure we're good. I'll scroll back up to the questions. Let me make sure we're good. Ronnie, I tried out a zombie role years ago in Atlanta, but they said they wanted only skinny people. That's funny, Kev W. I have a video coming. It's a little video series, kind of poking fun at me gaining some weight as a dad now, but it's called I'm Too Fat to Be a Zombie. I'll tell you what it's called, but yeah, it's called I'm Too Fat to Be a Zombie or something along the lines of that. But yeah, it's going to be a little exercise, not exercise, that sounds so dumb. You guys will see. We'll make fun, poke a little fun at that a little bit, but the Croc 625, we got a super chat. Keep up the great work, Ronnie. YouTube won't hold down the Matt family. No, the hell, no, they won't. The Matt family is definitely shown a lot of love in just 24 hours since I posted that video opening up about how hard the channel, I don't even know why the channel got hit like that. We're talking about one of the most popular TV shows on TV. It's not like we're sitting here commentating on, you know, controversial shit going on with the public or politics. I don't get it. I don't get it. But if I could do a quick estimate and say that the ad revenue took a 90% hit off the top of my head without doing any numbers, I would be damn close. I shit you not. I would be damn close. Let's scroll up and pick out some of those Q&As. I wanted to give you guys some time to put some down, and holy shit, you put some down. All right, let's see. We only got 200 people watching. That's pretty good. I like that. That's pretty good. Let's see. First Q&A, gone offline. Yeah, I don't know why it said offline a minute ago. I don't know. Done watch stream. Wait, hey there, Ronnie. I just got done watching the stream you did earlier. Awesome. You're wrong, Alice Terry. Ronnie's badass. Speak the truth, brother. Hell yeah, I got $10. Yeah, awesome. Please do some more vids with Julia. Okay, it's lagging. All right, looking for those. Wait, I've been trolled on my Lucille bats to not as bad as you guys, but I know a little. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean, bud. All right, fan talk, Q&A. I think Sophia got left in the dark. Laugh out loud. She probably hates Lydia's guts. Laugh out loud. What do you think? Well, I think I want to keep this, you know, kind of around the TV show Q&A since we focused heavily on the comic earlier. I kind of want to keep them as structured as we can, but I can answer a couple quick ones. I don't think Sophia has those feelings. We haven't seen anything to imply that or hint that, so I'm gonna say, I think Sophia's cool with it. What else we got? Ross, Q&A, will Maggie and Negan ever have an encounter? Yeah, I think so. I think it's only fitting. Or maybe the first time they have an encounter is when he's in a either defeated or he's in a position where he's close to being defeated, like in the middle of battle when the saviors start losing, and then they could be getting the upper hand. Something that puts them close, but not close enough to kill each other, but close enough to just share, like, you know, something intense. I don't know. Come up with something, you know. What do we got? Vec 1313 Q&A. Who's winning NBA Finals? I have no idea. But I'm going to time out your ass, though, because you're honestly just wasting our time. Put user in timeout. What do we got? Q&A. Do you think they will kill... that's another thing. I don't want to be a dick, but I just feel like we only got a limited amount of time. Why even waste our time reading shit like that, you know? Anyway, Nick. Do you think they will kill Negan or follow the comic? Right now, I am 80% they'll follow the comic, and I think there's a good 20% that... I keep flipping around, though, but I think there's a solid 20% that they might kill him. They might honestly kill him. What do we got? The Croc $10. J-Dog. I got my real Lucille bat, and she is awesome. And he got a $10 super chat. Huge thank you on the support. And, yo, I'm telling you what, those real bats, oh, man, they are nice. Ronnie, did you read Outcast, not the Walking Dead related? Okay, real quick. Yeah, and I love the direction it's going. I'm going to try to do a video this weekend just on Outcast, a little chit-chat video. Buffy Batcave. Ronnie, do you think Morgan will get Nicholas's comic? Dun-dun-dun-dun. I think it's possible. It's possible. It lines up nice, I tell you that. Medina, why can I not say that name? Madiana Price Q&A. I might suck at pronouncing names, but I tell you what, I'm gonna try. Do you think Negan will allow war? Okay, we answered that. I'm a good 20% right now. I think there's a chance he might. Dr. Smarty Pants Q&A. Do you think in episode 100 we could get many callbacks to previous seasons, more specifically callbacks to the beginning of the series? Why? Not only that it's the 100th episode, but I feel like it needs to have an important reason why. You know what I mean? As far as callbacks within it, like not flashbacks, but callbacks within the episode, I think we could get a few, and I would expect a few. You know, I would expect something that, yeah, I would expect a couple, but not overboard. I think the 100th episode, it's not in a place story-wise to go too crazy with that. But I think they need to do something cool, yeah. Over here, just straight screen. Ronnie, Colossus asked, and I'm using OBS. Angela, Q&A. Can we talk about how amazing Sneeko and Martin is? Sure. Absolutely. 100%. Alondra Berrigan. What will Maggie's story be in season 8 with the pregnancy / birth? What will her story be? I don't think the pregnancy is going to factor in. Hold on one second. I don't think the pregnancy is going to factor in. I don't think the pregnancy is going to factor into her story like that. I kind of feel like her revenge and taking down Negan is going to take the driver's seat on that. And her, you know what? Okay, her pregnancy, right? I want the belly bump. We had a belly bump with Maggie, and I know this seems like a stupid thing, but Maggie comes over the hill with an assault rifle. I mean, she's got the belly bump and stuff. We need time to pass to get that. You know what I'm saying? So this war needs to drag out a little bit. I'm curious if they're going to do that. And if they don't, think about it. For us, it may seem like a long time, but we're going to go that whole time and never get a Maggie who's showing belly-wise. And that might feel like she's been pregnant forever for us. But in the show, it's only been a real quick, short amount of time. So I don't know if the pregnancy will be anything more than us just getting a few reminders that she's pregnant, like maybe some complications. She's tired, she's nauseous, she's weak. I think it'll play that role because we will need reminders since we don't have the visual reminder. And it's not like we're going to forget, you know what I mean? But they need to keep it consistent in the story and to keep it fresh and alive in our minds. I did skip that question about the actress that plays Sasha, though. I think she's gorgeous. I think she has great range in acting. I think she's fantastic. She had a lot of attitude, and I was in love with her portrayal of Sasha, even with the attitude, and she got a lot of hate, and I was still loving the actress's range right there, so definitely. Anything else you guys want to add, definitely add it, but I think she is fantastic. I think she's perfect for Sasha. Gamer Mang. All right, I waited a minute. We had the stream go offline. Give me 1 second. I think we're coming back now. I don't know why it's going offline. Like I said, at nighttime, it is the shittiest thing. I'm shutting down. I got a couple tabs open. Let me shut them down. What is this? The Walking Dead deleted scene resolves a massive plot hole. This is from Digital Spy. I never heard that. Remember the days of The Walking Dead Season 1 when Rick and company were more focused on survival? Yada, yada. Back in episode 4, the group came up... Oh, geez. They're still talking about the Vatos? Oh, man. I hate that. Whatever. Gamer Mang. Am I the only one who wishes that Rick would have more of his big inspirational speeches he would give in the comics? It seems like TV... I think he'll get a few more. Yeah. I think he's gotten a good amount. And I think he'll get a couple more in Season 8. Peyton Reeds. Why do you think it is so hard for people to separate the character from the actor? Josh didn't do anything. Honestly, they're either young or they're dumb. I can't see an intelligent adult or someone who's even halfway intelligent not being able to make the distinction. You know what I mean? I know it's easy for us to say, like, have an actor. Like, the kid who played Joffrey, right? He was so good at being a piece of shit that when you look at him, even at a convention or an interview, you look at him and you're like, man, he's a piece of shit, as if he's that character. But you don't walk up to him and be like, you're a piece of shit. You know what I mean? So I can see where you kind of attach that character's persona onto the actor visually, just as a recognition. You know, when you recognize him and it's like an impulse thought, you know? Past that, you got to be dumb or young. I don't know. Peyton Reeds, Q&A. Sam Cat, Q&A. How long you think it'll take them to bring in Magna and gang? In the past, we've seen them bring in characters late, early. See, Magna's most important thing so far, unfortunately, was to bring us into the new world. So I don't think they should bring her any earlier. It needs to be with the new beginning, and it needs to be after the time skip, or I don't see a point for that character. I really don't. They could not even include her. Saucer King, based off some character additions and characters, how do you think the show will change from the comics at the new beginning? We'll be here all day. I would have to go back and look, and I would have to see what even happens during the war and who survives and everything like that. That is way too complicated to break down everything, but I'm going to try my best to come back to that and copy that and maybe even make a video out of that question. Definitely a good question. Man, what do you think of Andrea's... Wait, what do you think Andrea's death will motivate? All right, we're gonna definitely talk about that. That's coming in a whole new. That's about the recent comic. Again, we're gonna stay TV mostly as best we can. That question is definitely gonna come up in the next comic video, so we're gonna hold off on that. Sterile Daryl, are you ever gonna start the dumpster diving videos up again? No, I can't. You know, as far as time, I can't. I don't have the time. When would I do it? You know, if any free time during the day, I leave to do this. You know, at nighttime, I can't leave my daughter home. You know, she's only 7, so I can't take her with me. She has school and stuff. So I was working then, so my work route, being outside and delivering and stuff, I was right there by the dumpster. So it was so easy to take 5 minutes, dumpster dive, and record. The audio's fine, the video's laggy, but it freezes on me for about 30 seconds. Sullivan Baker. Do you think that they will use grenades on Alexandria? Yeah, I think so. Chase, do you have an actor who you want to play Beta? No, but a lot of people have said that dude from Game of Thrones, the guy, the Hound, and I think he would be good, sure. Q&A, do you say that they would sue season... Wait, what's... Wait, what? Q&A, do you say that they would sue season AMC's The Walking Dead? I think you might have had a typo there if you want to correct it and re-ask that. Baduki, do you think that Michonne will get Andrea's comic book moment in the recent issue? Right now, I think it's a toss-up. I actually did an entire video on that 2 days ago because we knew it was coming, you know? There was a chance it might not happen, but if you want to check that out, I did a full video on that like 2 days ago. Or will they switch her? Yeah, everything that you're asking is covered in that video. RJ Hinter, do you think that Eugene will help Negan create bullets? Honestly, yeah, I think there's a chance. There's a chance. George, I mean, Negan knows that would be a gross oversight if Negan never brought that up again. George, do you think Morgan met the Whisperers? Do you remember back in season 2 or 3? Yeah, Morgan says people wearing dead people's faces. No, I don't believe so. I believe it's more likely that Kirkman heard that from Gimple's writing, and it gave Kirkman the idea for the Whisperers. I shit you not. I think that is more realistic than Kirkman finding the Whisperers back then. Keep in mind, don't forget, they are so far away from where Morgan was. If they said that was the case, I wouldn't buy it. It's 600 miles away. For them to, the United States is huge. For them to travel and meet up right where they are, I mean, at least Morgan had a map. At least there was some kind of connective tissue. But for a coincidence of the Whisperers to be in those two places, I don't buy it. Ross Stazuk. Wait a minute. There was something in the deleted scenes. I'm going to go back and look, and I'm going to put it up. There was something in the deleted scenes where I used to shoot that idea down, that theory, and it's something that Morgan said. I'm going to go back and check that out. Ross, what is Rick's next move after... Oh, all right, that's comic book stuff. Mama Otter, Q&A. Asked before, but now I have you live. What do you think they made such a change in Sherry's character and story? Are you talking about sharing the comic now? Probably because of convenience, but if you're talking about Sherry in the TV show, it's to flesh out her character. It's to do more with her character, and it's also to, well, I don't know if they would have known that she was going to a different show, so I'm not sure, but I think it's to flesh out her character and do more with it. General Cow. Ronnie, do you think that another character's love interest will get Andrea's blah, blah, blah in the comic than when it adapts to the TV? Wait. Do you think that another character's love interest... Possibly. That is absolutely a possibility. What happened to Andrea in the comic recently could definitely happen to another character's love interest. Man, what do you think... Wait, what? What do you think? That's not... Some of you... I don't know if some of you are doing misprints, but that's not even a complete sentence. That's like the fifth one I read. That's not... It's like, what do you think Andrea will? Jared Flock. Do you think that the Whisper of War will make it to the TV show the way the pace is going right now? Absolutely. Apple Games. Do you think that Rosita will die in Season 8? That's rough. That's another one that I'm 50-50 on. I think it's definitely likely. You know what? I think it's definitely likely. I'll say that. Thomas Garrison. That's how I took Eugene's speech, even if he said a contingency is planned for. Yeah, see? Q&A, Doomsday Kingdom. Yep, we got just a couple more days. We're putting out the final information. It's done. Once we do that, we're going to be rocking and rolling with constant Doomsday Kingdom updates. But it's finally right around the corner. Cycle for Wartime. Q&A, if Negan had killed Carl, how would that change the story for you? That would be a... Well... I usually don't get into the hypotheticals because you can honestly usually go down 15 different paths of what it could do. But if Negan on the show killed Carl, that would probably have, changed a lot for me because that changes what happens to Rick a lot. I mean, that is a dramatic shift in Rick's character. It has to be. There's no other way. But would it open up so many opportunities to portray from the comic? I don't think it opens up. See, and this is why I think certain deaths are just a waste. If Negan killed Carl right then and there in a mid-season finale, I don't think it adds any opportunities except for make Rick's character a vicious beast with nothing left besides Michonne and Judith. You know what I mean? Johnny the Future. Q&A. Johnny, is that right? Ronnie, what did you think of this issue of The Walking Dead? I did a whole video, actually an hour-long live stream just 5 hours ago. Check that out if you want to know. Kaylee Walker Girl, do you think that Lydia will be introduced in the show? If so, I think that's an absolute. I don't see any reason at this time why they would want to change that story. I think it's perfect. Pep and Deals. Sup, Ronnie? You are part of the comic and show ritual. Love this issue. About to take my little bro his copy. Oh, all right. Cool. I appreciate that a lot. Such an awesome guy. Yeah, Josh McDermitt is an awesome dude. He seems funny and chill as hell, you know? Angela and Zaya. Hope I did that right. Can you read old messages so I don't have to keep writing it over and over again? The chat is overflowing. You just wanted to use the word overflowing, huh? I am scrolling through the old messages, going one by one to the best I can, so chances are, if it's above this, what I just read, I can't get it right now. I'm looking for everything with a Q&A. And guys, if you're going to ask something like that, and if you put your question that maybe I missed right after, you have a much better chance of me seeing it. I'm too fat to be a zombie. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. What do you think Andrea's... Oh yeah, we're already covering that coming up in a video. Do you think we already did that one? Eugene is just trying to survive. He's not like Daryl. Yeah, I hear that. Ronnie, would you rather have Shane or Merle back? Neither one. Neither one. Good life, good death. You know, once they die on the show, I might miss them a ton, but that's the point of the show for me. J-Dog, I'm excited for Doomsday Kingdom with a $5 super chat. Huge, huge, huge thank you. What do we got? Danny Grosh, again with the super chat. Do more live streams. Great video, man. Don't stop. Well, I mean, with generosity like that, how can I say no? Plus, we finally got the damn things working. I was so embarrassed about how unwatchable the first two we tested out were. This is actually a Wi-Fi, so when I get moved into the new place, I'm definitely connecting it with a cord, and we should shut down as many problems with that as we can. The Nerdist Duck. When would Carl die, or when will Judith die? The chat just did its refresh for me for whatever reason, so I lost my place. If I missed your question, I absolutely apologize. Kelly Non, would you like to see more of a blend between TV and comic Rick, or do you like TV Rick perfectly where he's at right now? I think we get a good blend. We got a totally broken, I'm going to argue this like I did before. I don't think it was completely broken. Rick in the first episode, I think he was as close to being as broken as he's ever been, right? I don't think Negan did it just that much. Maybe cutting off Carl's hand would have done it, but I don't know. Maybe it would have hardened him some. But Rick, at the end of the season 7, the finale, that was comic Rick. I mean, that was 100% comic Rick. I mean, comic Rick and Negan didn't have that cat and mouse, and Negan wasn't so methodical about breaking them down. So they didn't go that route in the comic. But that was a nice blend. We got this Rick who was so close to being broken all throughout season 7, or at least the first half, and then the end half was comic Rick, you know. So I think it's a nice blend already, personally. What do we got? Dr. Smarty Pants, why are you so awesome? I practice every day. Meerkat, you're talking to someone else. Brian Stepanian, I hope I said that right. Do you think Rick will welcome back Eugene with open arms? I don't know if it'll be open arms, but I think they're definitely gonna heal those wounds. What do we got? Cayman Sail. Q&A. Correct my back. Q&A. Morales went in a different direction, Birmingham, than the other survivors. However, Madison, Fear the Walking Dead, is from Alabama. If he were to ever appear in the universe again, would you enjoy seeing him in Fear the Walking Dead? No. Morales was a shit character. Listen, he was an okay background character. Other than that, I see no reason whatsoever why we should include him into the story in either The Walking Dead or Fear the Walking Dead, in my personal opinion. J-Dog with a $5 dono. Thanks for shouting me out and my Negan drawing a while back. Not a problem at all, brother. Not a problem. The Negan drawing was probably badass if it's the one I'm thinking of. I don't want to confuse it because I think we looked at a couple Negan ones, but if it's the one I'm thinking of, yeah. I love the artwork, the fan art. I love it. Even right down to the beginners who were doing something maybe a little more cartoony or a little more creative or a little more flat, without all the finer details, right up to the professionals with all the lifelike realistic details. I love it because every little bit of art on both sides of the spectrum, there's an awesomeness to it that I love. The art, the fan art. Johnny the Future, do you think the show will still go on if Rick dies? No. I'll say it right now. No. I think that's difficult. If they killed him in season 9, I think it might get picked up for season 10 and then maybe start dying out in season 11. I think it causes problems for the story, and I think it would cause problems for the fan base. So yes, it would go on, but I think it would cancel shortly after that, I don't know if you've answered this yet, but do you think Eugene has a plan? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think we have a Eugene who's making a plan just immediate. I don't think he's playing a long game. You know what I mean? Maybe for his own life to stay alive. That's the long game. But I think he's making a plan okay, I'm not going to piss off Negan. I'm going to do whatever he stays. You know what I mean? That's his immediate plan. But if something pops up where Eugene can help out the survivors and take out Negan, absolutely, I think Eugene would take it. Danny Crush. Am I pronouncing your name right? Give me a shout out. Let me know if I am. Should Rick get injured during All Out War on his leg? Yeah, I don't know. It gets tricky. Can we have this actor limping the whole time? I think we could, but should we? Does it do anything for his character? We can do the leg, not the hand. We can do the leg, fine. Maybe it slows his character down. And that's something you have to look at. For the writing, they would want to injure him to slow him down, to put him in the leadership role, so that way he sends other characters on the runs, and he can sit back at the base, and you'll follow his story at the base. So I think if they do injure him, it's to control the story later on with Rick Grimes. Because Rick is a guy who's going to handle it himself. But if he's injured and it's faster to send Magna or somebody else, then you can open up the story in a different way and you know, do that. Alcohol. Besides Rick and Carl, who do you think out of the current cast has the best chance of being in the show till it ends? Unfortunately, I would have to say Daryl, and I'm not saying unfortunately because I don't like Daryl. I think it just seems like that's a cash cow for AMC, and I just don't see them pulling the trigger on that. I think they would be afraid of their ratings falling too much, and that is the only reason why I say it's unfortunate, because I don't want to. If it's the time for a character to go, I think it's the time for the character to go, and All Out War might be that time. Now I always thought, I think a while back I thought before All Out War, maybe with Negan, that would be the time, and I think Daryl being beat to death at the hands of Negan could have been one insane premiere, you know. But I always had that part of me that, you know, wanted it like it was. Glenn is a great fit for that, so it's tricky. But now that Daryl survived that moment, I think he's good for all of season 7. That's why I said keep him for the Dwight stuff. For season 8, I'm doubling down. Keep him for Dwight, you know what I mean? For that story, all the tension, everything you can do with that story, keep it, you know? Because that's future material. And then maybe in the middle of season 8, maybe that changes, and maybe it's his time to go. And then AMC says, well, we can't kill him because he's one of the popular characters, so it's rough. What do we got? Interval AIC Comics. Ronnie, where are the walkers with tattoos and dentures? Why don't we have a walker with dentures by the main character, but the dentures fall out instead of a dramatic? Well, here's the thing. I think if you had a walker with dentures, chances are they would fall out before, you know, if they rotted that whole time, they'd probably fall out before they ever met, you know, up with our group. And if they showed that, fans might diss them for that. Be like, how are those dentures in there? But yeah, they could add some stuff like that. I don't know what you mean about tattoos, though. I haven't really noticed. And if their skin is all rotted, maybe we wouldn't see it, you know? So, I don't know. But yeah, we could see more of that type of stuff. That'd be cool. Katie Walker Girl. Do you think Lydia will break up with Carl? Wait, what? Well, we'll break up Carl and Enid. No, here's the thing with Carl and Enid. Carl and Enid, or Carl and Sophia, they had like a little thing, you know, when they were little, like a puppy love thing in the comic. And I think in the show, that might have just paid respect to that, like paid homage to that storyline as another foreshadowing to tell that she is definitely taking over comic Sophia's storyline, Enid. And she is. You can deny it all you want, or anyone can deny it all you want. Enid is taking over comic Sophia's. So since they had that in the comic, it was young puppy love too at the prison and all that. I think it was even much different. In the show, they made it like a more romantic thing. But I really don't think they need to, or they will continue on with that romantic storyline between, or the intimate storyline between Carl and Enid. In my eyes, they're not together, you know. They're close, but they're not together. And Lydia can still pop up and definitely handle that. Thomas Garrison, Q&A. What do you was up with JDM huge ass beard in the season finale of Talking Dead? I think they are testing how fast his beard grows, so they know if they need to do a fake beard or not. Or testing to see how it grows, because they want to have a scene with him in season 9 that has a huge beard. So they were just testing how it grows. That's my personal opinion. Debbie Brandt. In the finale, I got the impression that Jadis saw that Rick and company were a force to be reckoned with. Alright, we went offline. Hold on one second. Alright, you guys can hear me, right? I don't know why it's doing that. It just keeps kicking me offline for a couple seconds. But back to the questions, and I was on... no. Hey, Ronnie, do you think they're going to lock up Negan and wait? Alright, Debbie Bryant. You said that Jadis saw that Rick... Holy fuck, there we go. Stream is offline. Alright, stream is continuing. Fuck. Debbie Bryant. In the finale, I got the impression that Jadis saw that Rick and company were a force to be reckoned with. Do you think she'll dump Negan and side with Rick in All Out War? I still think it's possible. I still think that is a possibility. Dr. Smarty Pants again. How many seasons do you want of Fear the Walking Dead? If it's good, I want as many as possible. I'm good with 10. I love zombie genre. I want, the more the better. So 10. Power Vital, Q&A. What is going to change Rick's mind to not kill Negan in season 8? That will be the start of... Listen, alright, so you have the communities. They want to work together. They want to be more civilized. They want to go on with civilization, right? But you have this mob boss who's shaking them down. He's extorting their goods. It's chaos. Look at Gavin. Jared. Look at Gavin's team dealing with the kingdom. Look at Jared. It's all Jared's fault. Everything that's going on in that group, in that meetup, it's all Jared's fault. But he has free reign because he's a savior and because of the structure that Negan puts in place. Now, there's rules for saviors and yada, 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 but as we see, the saviors, they can do whatever they want to a certain extent to the peasant community members. So if and when, or I should just say when, the saviors are defeated, and not all of them will get defeated, it's silly to think they'll kill every single last one of them. But if they defeat Negan and maybe Simon and maybe a couple other, savior leaders like Gavin, or maybe Gavin surrenders after that point in time, watching that stream, Rick is going to need to send a loud message. And it might be louder to create like a court of law, and it might be louder to punish somebody in that way than to, defeat Negan in battle and execute him in front of everybody. So it's a matter of rebuilding society, and that's a huge message to rebuild society. Like Negan did all that. We are going to sentence him for his crimes. We are going to establish law and order. We're going to establish trade routes. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. That's the way I see it, and I love that shit. I called Negan's situation in the comic underwhelming, but then after I let it sit a little bit, I was like, no, I like that. I like that a lot, And Kirkman was going to kill Negan off a lot sooner, and he changed his mind, and I'm glad he did, because that is definitely a great character to have around. Mixes it up a little bit. What do we got here? Blake Priddle. But you guys let me know if you agree with that, disagree, if you think they're just keeping Negan around for fan service. You let me know. How long do you think All Out War will last? Half the season, question mark. I'm still going with the whole season. From everything we're hearing, I am almost convinced it's the whole season. Most certainly. What do you think of Negan talking over the saviors again, maybe slowly turning... taking over the saviors. We're going to stick with the TV show in this Q&A, guys. We got another comic one coming up. Maybe this weekend we'll do a comic one. I don't know. You guys let me know what you want. We got 2 days, Friday and Saturday. Let me know what you want on each day. Amy Murillo? Excuse me. Amy Murillo, Q&A. Did you hear Judith say mummy in the finale? No, I didn't. Kidosaurus Rex. What The Walking Dead figure that's coming out soon are you most excited about getting? Gotta be the Negan. Gotta be the Negan. Mason Moore. Do you think Michonne will die in the show? Yeah. At this time, I'm thinking it's possible. Yay, toy unboxing. If there is a multi-year time jump, do you think there will be more children born in Alexandria, Hilltop, or the Kingdom? Children of characters we know. That's a good one. I think it's possible. I think it's risky, so it's more unlikely, but I think it's definitely possible. Hold on one second. I wonder if I can change my brightness down a little bit. What is that? Somehow I left the setting on and it kept changing shit, and it was like washing out my face because it was so bright. I don't know if it looked like that on the computer, but I had to change that. That was distracting as hell. Why haven't they used the tunnel Aaron showed Maggie in season 6? I don't know, but I hope they use that. I definitely hope they use that. Ronnie, have you ever seen the anime Death Note? No. A lot of people tell me to check it out, though, so I'm definitely going to try to check it out. The Nerdist Duck. What do you think of Daryl dying? I think it's possibly good for him to die in All Out War. It all depends on what they do with him and Dwight's storyline, you know? Do you think... Wait. If I move weird, I just stretched out my back. It cramps up sitting down for a while. So, what do we got? Screen is frozen. Is it? Or maybe I just wasn't saying nothing. Why does it keep going offline? Are you guys getting booted offline? Like, not you, but am I getting booted offline? What is that? I fixed everything. It's telling me on YouTube's end. YouTube had to shut down for something, so it's not on my end. But I wonder if I can fix that. Alright, so. Before I almost choked to death. Lonnie Boner. Nice name. The Fear the Walking Dead show slowly seems to be moving east. Do you think that... Very slow. Do you, like 10 feet every season. Do you think this is to merge the shows? Possibly make them the Ohio group? I think it's impossible to merge the shows. The timeline wouldn't match up. Even if they were the Ohio group, you have to understand that. Look at where we're at with Fear the Walking Dead. If The Walking Dead was to get there in 2 seasons... Fear the Walking Dead has to wrap this shit up quick, and it would kind of make what they've gone through utterly pointless. Imagine how slow the story's moving for Fear the Walking Dead. Imagine all of a sudden having to time jump, because they would have to do that. We haven't seen them become anything, you know? We haven't seen them become the Whisperers, another group, this, that, and a third. They would have, their whole story would have to just stop, and then we would see them in The Walking Dead. But here, better yet, why? Why in the world would they ever want that? One show has to stop. If you combine 2 shows, let's say they're both successful, why? Why would you ever in a million years shut one show down just to combine the characters, just so they could be together? You know what I mean? I don't see a reason at this time for them to do that. And the shareholders, the money men, no way in hell. If Fear the Walking Dead's making mad money, no way in hell they would let them do that. Madiana Price, I hope I'm saying that right. Negan living is absolutely fan service. Maggie accepting it is dumb as hell, and that is not a question. Yeah, there's a chunk of fans in the comic even reading the letter hacks that they believe it's fan service. And as far as Maggie accepting it, yeah, she said that, kind of, but Maggie doesn't. If Maggie turned around and said, you know what, I'm done playing these games, I'm going to shoot him in the face, I'd believe it in a heartbeat. Because Maggie's real rational, but at the same time, she openly admits she wants Negan dead. So she might be, dealing with it, but deep down inside, I don't know. I don't think she accepts it, But I know what you mean. She doesn't sneak in and kill him one day. I get it. Nick S. Do you think the show, with its budget, can realistically do a new beginning? Nature reclaim much of the world. Would the show be able to have the world look like it does in the comic right now? No. It would always suffer for that. I do think they can do stuff in post-production, absolutely. If they scouted right, I think they can do something. I absolutely think they could do something. Would it be harder? Yeah, I think it would be harder, Yeah, I think there'd be some serious challenges. The thing I'm most worried about is making Alexandria look like it has been growing, like it's a growing community, you know what I mean? That's no small feat. They need to do some serious construction, and they need to set up the farming and all that. We're talking about 3 years of peace and prosperity. So that's my biggest concern. I don't care about the bushes and if it looks like that as much. I do love that stuff, and I do think it is extremely important. But keep in mind, a majority of what's going on is happening at Alexandria. So that needs to look realistic, in my opinion. J-Dog, what do you think should have happened with Gavin's group? Nothing. Whatever they're doing with Gavin's group is perfect. I think Gavin's group should play a part in Season 8. And as of right now, I'm fine with him surrendering. You know what I mean? I think that would be just, for a leader like that. I think it would be fine if he surrendered. Jared, on the other hand, I want to see him die and die slow. Collateral DMG. If Carol decides to leave like Michonne did in the comics, would you want to see Carol's travels on the show? No, not at all. No, just no. For Michonne, it's different because you get to play the game. But for Carol, I don't want to see it. If she goes off because she needs to just get her shit together, I'm fine with hearing about it later, I'm cool with that. What else we got here? What did I do? Sinister Jr., Negan's backstory in Season 8. There was also somebody before it glitched out that asked if they would use Negan's backstory to fill out All Out War, and I don't think they need to fill out All Out War, and I do not believe Negan's backstory fits good during All Out War. Not as good as it fits with a New Beginning, because everything going on with the Whispers and Negan's story, you have the beginning of Negan, of the origin story happening in, let's say, Season 9, but you also have the end of the villain Negan character, you know what I mean? So if you have both of them playing out in the one season, I think that is just beautiful, in my opinion. But they could definitely do some of the backstory in Season 8. That's fine. I wish we could see Winter on The Walking Dead, Angus Johnson, for at least 1 year. Fuck, you don't know how bad I want to see Winter. I am making it a secret mission, not a secret mission, but if I can do anything to just make a little small, a mini series, let's say 4 1-hour episodes, or, let's say 5 1-hour episodes of what is that? Is that a mini-series? Yeah, it's a mini-series. a mini series of a zombie story, just a little zombie story that takes place in in a town that is in a whiteout, like a blizzard. I would fucking go nuts to be able to do something like that. And I would love to see it on The Walking Dead, but it's not going to happen. It'll just never happen. So maybe if the ratings start going down and they really need to do some serious shit to mix things up and to refresh it, maybe we'll see snow. We might see snow on Fear the Walking Dead. If Fear the Walking Dead, if they want to turn things around in season 4, do something. Get them somewhere where there's snow. That might work. But yeah, I miss snow. I want to see that. Or, well, I want snow. I want snow a lot. Wait, there's something about another spin-off. What is this? Evan Trace. But they're already exploring south of the border. Why move? Do another spin-off? I don't know. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but oh, what do we got here? Barb B. 2 different words, not Barbie, but Barb B. I like that. Q&A. Do you think this is do you think there is any significance to the letter A that keeps popping up? A train car at Terminus, A on the church from the termites, A on the dog food, A stamp on Alexandria, and A on Daryl's sweatshirt at the sanctuary. No, there is no purpose whatsoever. I say that half jokingly, and huge thank you for the super chat donation. I really appreciate that. I say that jokingly, but I'm part serious. Listen, somewhere along the lines, they used A, and it kept getting used. Some of it was, coincidence. Some of it was on purpose. But they just decided it would be great because of how it calls back to the other story moments. Like, for example, A shows up randomly in season 2 when Rick goes to open a door. Rick or Glenn, there's an A on the doorknob. I think that's the first time I noticed the A. And, well, once we started looking into the A's, I didn't notice it back then. And then when they get to season 4, that's when the A's started really popping up. They get to the train car A. Now, a lot of people don't know what A is at Terminus, and they had different hallways. And if you look, hallway was B, or A, B, C, D, and E. And every hallway led to a corresponding train car that had that corresponding letter. So A hallway went to A train car. If you watch, when Rick and gang are running away, they run through, or they're herded through like cattle, just like that trap he was talking about with the rabbit. They go through through the A door into the A train car. So that's where the A is from the Terminus. All it is so the Terminus people know how to shuffle them into the trap. And then later we hear them talking about taking people from D and all this other stuff. And then behind the scenes from some of the stuff, I'm almost positive you can see the D door. So that's all it means for Terminus, okay? They just decided to use A, B, C, and D because of the alphabet. Then on the church, it was Gareth who wrote A on the thing just because they had them locked up in a train car and Gareth wanted to scare them. So A pops up again. And then after that, they get to Alexandria, right? And you have the little kid with the A stamp. That wasn't in the comic, and I think they put that on purpose because of how it calls back to Terminus. So individually, they have meanings. But all together, it's just the writers saying, oh my God, here's an opportunity to call back to that letter A. And this is following their journey along the way, and you could kind of like put a dot. It's like every traumatic instance they're going through with. A on the door in season 2 was a shootout from strangers. Don't trust anyone new. Absolutely not. Then they get the A at Terminus. These are all traumatic instances where they tried to eat them. And then at the church, they try to eat them again, And then Alexandria, it's like the danger inside of society with with Pete. And there was a Rick situation, but where Rick puts his hand and he's looking down at the A on his hand. He puts a hand on the wall. And I remember there was that mirror there where the walker was on the outside, Rick is trapped on the inside. There's that little wall behind them, and that's the whole idea about this community is that wall. So there's all these, and with the dog food, last thing I'll say, with the dog food being locked up with the A on his chest, a lot of people think that the A meant Alexandria, and that's what I thought at first, but I'm starting to think that it's just alphabetical like the Terminus people, because we didn't see any other communities labeled, what was it, F and J or whatever it was. I think it was just alphabetical. Now, or based on the rooms, just like Terminus. That would be a better connection if they were housed in the train cars with the corresponding letters, or if they were housed in the cells with the corresponding letter on their shirt and stuff. So overall, there's no magical meaning that ties them all together. It's just the writers are using it as a way to call back for the characters and for the fans, to call back to the trauma that everyone's been involved in. Same thing with Carol. After she sat down and she saw the letter A on the post, that Sammy was sitting there and he was waiting for her, and he put the letter A off screen. And I think they confirmed that in an interview. When she looks down at it, she starts breaking down. This is all stuff that is for not only the characters, but it's for us as the fans as well. But a lot of it is convenience. It is like putting A on Daryl's jacket. If it doesn't mean Alexandria, it's for convenience for us. That damn A keeps popping up, you know? And we're talking about it, and that's what they want. So they're going to add stuff like that. Sorry I took so long on that, but I get that question, shit you not, 5 times a day still. So I wanted to just have at it. We got a huge super chat. I want the Map family to give a massive thank you to Alex Triplet. I hope I said that right. Keep up the badass vids, Ronnie. I truly appreciate that. Got a $50 super chat. That is awesome, man. And again, Barb B, awesome question. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for the super chat. I truly appreciate you guys. I would be fucked without you. Let's put it that way. Blake Coat, or at least being fucked doing what I love doing, it would just be insanely harder. What do you think they are gonna do with Tara? I like the character she has become. I love Tara at the end of the season. Her character there with a little bit of wit, but serious and getting shit done. Something about that I loved. I didn't like her with a lot of other things before. I loved her when the governor first met her. What they're gonna do with her character, I'm a little stumped with Tara. You know, I kind of thought she was just a character that would usher some of the other characters' storylines or help move them along. And then she got with Denise, and I thought, okay, this is the end. Something's gonna happen. Now I don't know. I think they're going to have her around as a background character until they can utilize her in the story, and then have her eventually she's gonna die. But I just can't put my finger on it, not yet. Easy Jamie, or Jame. I keep messing this up. Hey Ronnie, why do you think Jadis chose Negan's deal? 10 people over Rick's deal. Have to save your stuff. Rick's deal was better. Why, other than they needed it for the writers needed it to happen? Well, here's the thing. Rick and gang showed up as the weaker group, right? They need help. They came to Jadis. They needed help. They needed this. They don't have guns. They are the underdog. So I feel like maybe Jadis was just choosing the person who was on top at the time. Because if Negan was on top, if he's been on top, then he's probably the least risky bet to take, just based off of that. I hope that answer worked a little bit, because outside of that, I'm not real sure. Evan Trace. Wait, you guys are talking. Let me scroll down. What Walking Dead spin-off you want after the main series concludes, if they were to continue? If there's a Walking Dead spin-off and it's not in the snow, I'm done. You know, I'm done. I'm boycotting until they do something in the snow, you know? Give us snow. Where we got? Dustin Dottie. Hey, asking again, but do you think Negan's dick hanging speech was cut up so they could use it at the start of season 8 premiere with the iconic speech? That's definitely possible. Definitely possible. Hey Ronnie, how drunk are you right now? I'm not drunk at all. Why do you want me to be? What is this? Yeah, I'm not drunk at all. So who in your opinion would be best or will be the one to kill Jadis? Give it to Michonne. That'd be funny. Patrick Starr, Ronnie. What do you think's gonna happen to Dwight in issues coming up? Oh man, issue 178? We're nowhere near oh, you mean 168. We got the comic prediction videos coming in a day or two. But I already talked about that in the review, actually. I talked about that and gave exactly what you want to hear, so check that out. I just posted that about 6 hours ago. Do you wish the show would film at a different time instead of filming during the summer? Yeah, absolutely. I want winter. You know, whatever they got to do to get it done. Brandy Lynn, Ronnie. So who? Oh, I already answered that one. Ghost Simmer. Thoughts on Tara from the show. What do you think about her as of her growth? By the way, Carol is the longest living female character, and Sophia is the longest living female character in the comic. Cool. I talked a little bit already about Tara and my thoughts on her. As far as whether or not I like her, it depends on what's happening with her. I really enjoyed her and the Glenn stuff. After that, her and Maggie, I love that dynamic. After that, it just kind of, she was just floating around, you know. Now I feel like she's entering a place I might like a lot better than I have been liking in the past. Time-lapsed Q&A. Hey Ronnie, did you hear about Josh McDermitt getting death threats? Yeah, it is crazy. In the very beginning of this video, we discussed that for like 10 minutes. For anyone who wants to go back and watch when this is done. Ace CD. Wait, Ace CD DC? Just picture this. The Whispers in the Snow. Bro, that would be sick. Oh my god. Wouldn't that be badass? Yeah, that'd be badass. It would make it a little more difficult as far as believability for how they travel and how they bunker down, but that would be badass. How about this? The Whispers, Beta, and them, they come back for the snow. That way you can have the best of both worlds. You can have the summer realistic, you know, and then you can have the return during the winter. Ooh, I like that. But yeah, I like that snow, definitely. Dylan Coulson, which death did you think was better? Laurie's in season 3 or today in the comic? That's rough. Laurie's is you got so much going on. I mean, Laurie's Dr. Smarty Pants. How long? Again, too, check the comic video I just uploaded before, because this one today is more on the emotional side. I'm leaning towards that. But on the action, suspense, on the shock, on the awe, Laurie's would take that, you know. What do we got here? Sterile Daryl. Do you think they'll give Alpha the same death? Or do you think they'll... Pansy fans who complain about the gore. If they wanted to tone down the gore, they'll give her the same death. They just won't show it. You know what I mean? So I think they could if they wanted to. Winter is coming up in the comics, so that's a possibility. Hell yeah. I love the really bad Storm episode when they brought Aaron on. So great. Where are we at here? Whispers in the snow wouldn't work because you could see their warm breath. Oh, shit. Yeah, nice one, Mark Scott. Fuck. That would be a giveaway. You gotta admit, that would be a dead giveaway. Did the stream cut out again? Son of a bitch. All right, Mark Scott just pointed something out that was awesome. If the stream cut out, he said whispers in the snow wouldn't work because you could see their warm breath. Shit yeah. He's right about that. That's a good one. Dustin Dottie, do you think Morgan going full circle is foreshadowing his death? I don't think it's foreshadowing his death. Not necessarily. I could be wrong about that, but I just don't see it foreshadowing. Matthew Daly, would you have liked for Daryl to have died in season 7 premiere instead of both Abe and Glenn? That's tough. No, I'm taking Glenn all the way. if Glenn was off the table for the premiere, Daryl would be my top pick. But there's just something about it being right for Glenn's character. Matthew Daly, where are we at? Real quick, a huge thank you to Mr. Random Guy 781 for the super chat. Who did you imagine as the voice of Negan? Patrick Warburton for me. The voice of Negan, I gotta go with John Hamm. You know, I saw Jeffrey Dean Morgan in what was it called? The casino one. He was like in the 50s or 60s. Oh, now I forget. What was that? Blue Magic or Magic Casino, something like that. I seen him in that, and he was thicker. He had the weight on, and I was like, "That's Negan. That is Negan." And I mentioned it just briefly, and then I just forgot about it. And I did not know. I didn't even look him up. I did not put two and two together that was Jeffrey Dean Morgan. There was something else. I totally forget what it was, but I, even though I was like, that is Negan, and then I never thought about him ever again and didn't even realize it was Jeffrey Dean Morgan, I guess. I still always pictured John Hamm because that was my #1 pick for such a long time. And I'm still real curious to see how he would play Negan. Ryan Rabbit. Hey, Ronnie, do you think Fear the Walking Dead can go north to places like Canada, Chicago, New York? They could. Yeah, they could. Absolutely. Daniel Butler. Please don't compare The Walking Dead, God, Ronnie Hayes, to the... Wait, what? Oh, I thought you were going to say don't compare The Walking Dead to Fear the Walking Dead. Ronnie, you think walkers should freeze during the winter? Absolutely. If it's cold enough, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Why no one thinks Sasha would have died inside the closed casket wrapped in tarp for a ride for 2 hours or longer to Alexandria? She can't breathe without air. Hey Ronnie, have you seen the Defenders trailer? If so, what did you think about it? The Defenders? What the hell's that? No, I haven't seen that, but you know what? You want to know a good trailer? Did you guys see the Dark Tower? That's a Stephen King book. If I remember correctly, that is Juliet's Mutt of a Mutta's, one of her favorite books. That trailer looked... wow. Dark Tower, go look it up, with Idris Elba, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and then Matthew McConaughey, and then some kid. It starts out cool, and then it shows the kid, the kid storyline, and I'm like, oh, here we go. This looks lame. And then it goes to, it's just, fuck, I'm going to see that. I am going to see that. Brandy Lynn. Ronnie, Q&A. So who in your opinion, wait, how did we get back up there? We got message retracted. Who's retracting messages, huh? Let's go down. Let's scroll down a little bit. See if we can find some new ones. What if after All Out War they skip a year in real life and film A New Beginning in winter with the Whisperers? Well, we just nip that in the butt because of the warm breath. It would be a dead giveaway. But if they skip at all at any point in time to film in the winter, I'd be happy with that. Matthew Daly. Would you have liked for... Wait, we already did that. Retroactive. Oh, he spelled retro weird. That's cool. Party of Rock Group. Wait, what? Sounds fun. Do you think Morgan going full... I am going to lose my mind. How did we get to these same questions? Dustin, good point. I think he'll make it out of All Out War. I love the really bad Storm episode. I must have scrolled up. Alright, here we go. Kurt Cobain. Didn't you say you were going to do a Train to Busan spoiler movie review? Yeah, not a review, but like an in-depth analysis breaking down the movie. And I still would love to do that. Absolutely. Sarah Morano. How many of you guys, if you guys want to see that, we'll do it. And this is the stuff I'm talking about. Like, for the Patreon, I want to do something where I'm doing what you guys want, like specifically for that, because I think that helps keep it fresh and it helps keep me on track instead of trying to juggle, oh, do they want this over this? If I get so many people voting and being like, yeah, well, we want it all, but we want Train to Busan right now, it makes it so much easier. That'd be great. Sarah Morano. Have you noticed JDM put on some weight? It looked like it. In the finale, he definitely looked a little chubbier. to me compared to the premiere. Not a bad thing. No, not bad at all. Evan Trace. Characters gotta die for new ones to take the spotlight. Oh, you're talking to someone else. Sullivan Baker. Ronnie, if you like Daredevil, you need to watch Jessica Jones. Luke Cage, not my cup of tea. And maybe Iron Fist. They're all in the same universe and they're coming together for the Defenders. Oh, that's what you're talking about. I don't know if I could get into the Defenders. I will definitely try, but Luke Cage was something I couldn't do it. I just couldn't. It was like, man, it was like they filmed. It was like somebody wanted to make a movie from a fight movie from the 1970s, and they used today's technology and today's actors. It was nothing but cheese, just cheese on top of cheese and extra cheese on top of that. I love Daredevil though. Jessica Jones looked really good. I haven't had a chance to watch that yet, but I want to check it out. And Iron Fist, I hope that's good because I love martial art movies. But wow, that trailer looked horrible. But I definitely want to give them a try. Luke Cage it's just not for me though. I can't wait for the Punisher though. Oh, John Bernthal back as the Punisher. And I don't know if they have like not layaway, but put things on hold, like kind of reserve it. But they're coming out with that John Bernthal 1/6 scale figure, looks just like him, and it's the Punisher and everything. And I'm like, fuck, you know. Gotta find a way for them to be like, or hopefully it'll be around still, you know, when I can afford it next year. But if anyone's interested in that, check Sideshow out. Fuck, if you're into that, get him and put it in your collection because he looks amazing. Dead MV. I make music videos for The Walking Dead. Ronnie, help me out. Well, there you go. I have no problem doing shit like that. If people are gonna come here just to promote themselves, though, yeah, we're gonna have problems. But music video guy for The Walking Dead, you guys go check him out. Brandy Lynn, Ronnie. The only way I'm a dick about that is because it seems like every time we have something, whether it's on YouTube or social media, every time we're just trying to chill and do stuff, once you let something slide like that, next thing you know, you just got a handful of people who are constantly promoting their shit, and it just clogs the feed. Brandy Lynn, Ronnie, Q&A. As far as seeing breath in the winter from the Whispers, couldn't they use tactical gear or some sort to help with that? I don't know. I guess they could. Yeah, I guess they could. Sure. Not Beta, though, obviously. That would be a dead giveaway. But everyone else. I checked out Train to Busan because of you. It was a good watch. Unique and emotional at times. Q&A, does anyone else wish that side characters would survive for longer to become new mains? Sometimes. Specific side characters, yeah. What do we got? Erica Kovacs. How would you like the 100th episode of The Walking Dead to play out? I don't want it to sound off like an action junkie, but for 100th episode, I want something to hit. I want it to hit and hit hard, you know? I want a battle in the first episode. And I don't care if this is a, one insane, crazy, flash forward battle. I want season 8, season 8, episode 1, the 100th episode to start in the thick of shit, just insane. And then from that point on, we pull back and then we lead up to that point, maybe to the mid-season finale. I don't know, something like that. Something where we just start off and it just blows our mind because we're expecting the story to pick up where we left off. And we're just right in the middle of some Saving Private Ryan crazy shit, You sound sick-minded. Oh, you're talking to someone else. Synthscope. Do you think Morgan's death is inevitable to justify Rick Negan in a comic? I wouldn't say it's inevitable, but I would say it's definitely close to it, Why doesn't it rain anymore in The Walking Dead? Rain costs too much money. Oh, I don't know why. I gotta crack my back. Elijah Jackson, thank you for the super chat. For the badass motherfucker Ronnie. I really appreciate it. If Rick had to go, how would you want it to go down? That's rough. If he had to go, like, you know, I still want... Wait, am I stuck on the old age thing right now or not? Part of me still entertaining the idea of growing old to see... And this is ending the series, you know? I would like to end it. I already had the horrible ending where it's like everything's bad, but if we were ending out the entire series, I would like to leave it off where you had, it's a little ambiguous, but you had a mix of a positive and a negative. You know what I mean? Like something really bad happened right at the end, and maybe that was the death of Rick. But before that, we saw his family living peacefully for a while. And maybe for us, we would know that if they come back from whatever happened at the end, if they come back from that, they can continue to live on peacefully. The biggest problem with the world of The Walking Dead is unless they change anything and make a cure or anything at all like that, they're fucked for a happy ending. You know, so it kind of, and that's the main thing that pushes me towards just kill them all. Have a dark ending and kill them all, you know? Do something like as far as Rick dying and turning, and then we can follow him walking away from everything he knows and love, destroyed, everyone killed, and then we can slowly follow him as he turns, and then obviously his vision, and you can follow him like first person through the eyes of a walker, through the eyes of Rick Grimes as a walker, and then maybe just come up to another group that are trapped somewhere in a car and someone just stabs him in the eye, and Rick Grimes, the legend, you know, this iconic legend, just became a random walker in a herd that some idiot stabbed in the head and ran away. You know what I mean? Some ending like that would just be trippy. I'm not sure right now if I would love an ending like that, but I keep mulling over some different ideas, and something like that keeps popping in my head. Maybe tweaking it a little bit, you could come up with something real cool. But as far as an ending for Rick and All Out War, I'm always bouncing around, you know? Mama Otter, have you and Juliet had a family night with Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies? It's a fun movie. No, I didn't even know that was out. I knew it was coming out. I didn't know that was out though. I love trying to see all zombie movies, but that one from the trailer, it looked like it was the editing style where every 3 seconds it was edited like fist, face, hand, throw, this, that, up, down, you know. And those editing styles, I can't sit through it. Like the recent Resident Evil, that was just so poorly edited. I don't know how these people have jobs. I just don't understand it. Hampton Conant. Hope I said it right. What part of All Out War will be in the mid-season finale, and what do you think will be in the mid-season premiere? This all depends on how they want to structure out the different seasons. Like they're always, or the different parts of the season, they're always saying they want it to have a different theme. You know what I mean? We're probably going to wrap it up in about 8 minutes. I was able to go a little longer, but yeah, 8 minutes. The different theme meaning you have maybe Rick Grimes starting to win, and for the first 1/3, you know, and then for the second half, oh my god, my brain is fried. You have Rick Grimes winning, then Negan winning, and then the last few episodes Rick Grimes winning again, something like that. So if Negan was winning in the middle and it was during the mid-season finale, connect it to a big battle that we saw in the very first episode where they flash back to. So that would probably be the big battle where the Kingdom and Shiva, Shiva's death, put that in the mid-season finale. Add a few other characters. Maybe Jerry gets popped in the mid-season finale. Ezekiel and Rick, they lose something hard. Mid-season finale would end on a big victory for Negan. And then the premiere would have to be a rally cry for, you know, could we destroy Could we have 2 back-to-back crazy episodes as if Ezekiel and one group take a heavy blow in the mid-season finale, and then in the mid-season premiere destroy Alexandria, and then move the story along to the hilltop area as far as a battle? I don't know, something like that. David Thomas, Q&A. Ronnie, did you see the Raid 1 and 2? Oh, I love the Raid. I love the Raid. Can I see your shirt, Ronnie? Yeah, it's You Got No Guts, and then down here are guts. Or I should say spilled guts from Spencer. I got no guts. Wait, did their stream cut off again? Oh, man. Well, if you didn't see the shirt, it's You Got No Guts, and then there's guts on the bottom of the t-shirt. It says the stream is continuing, so I don't know if it cut off. Do you think the Punisher works better as a supporting character? No. I think he works great as a supporting character. If you get the right story, the Punisher works just fine in his own story. Dr. Smarty Pants, honestly, the more The Walking Dead, the better. I would rather a spin-off show in the future set in a winter place / country. I agree with that. Luna Bean, hey Ronnie, so you think Carol could take Andrea's with Death's reaction? Because I feel like now it's too predictable if Michonne gets that. That could work, depending on how they mix the stories around. That could work. But here's the thing. If you're doing it there, we don't know what it's going to call. We don't know which direction it's going to push the story. I'll just say that and keep it moving. We'll discuss this in the comic video. But if Carol and Carol, and this pushes Rick in a leadership direction, in a certain specific direction, leadership-wise, what would it do for Carol and Daryl other than her just generically taking the death just so we can have an emotional death? You know what I mean? So that's something that I'd have to look at in order to give you a specific answer to that. Ronnie, just pre-ordered that Hot Toys burnt off from Big Bad Toy Store. You don't have to pay for it till it ships. Gives you plenty of time. You are a genius. I didn't even think about that. Plus, and you know what? Throw this in here for collectors. That is a great idea, because those stores, a lot of times, they get the stuff in months and months after it's already out. So if you can't afford it now, they might not get it for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. So you can pre-order it, and then in 7 months, if you save up that $200, you're good, you know? So that, you're right. That is a good idea. Luna Bean. Because they don't charge your card when you pre-order it until it gets to the warehouse. Yeah, we already did that. Curtis Bondi. Hey, Ron, in the comics, shouldn't Maggie be the ultimate person to kill Negan? If he was to die after she killed Glenn, Maggie had to deal with a lot of pain and continue. Yeah, my perfect death for Negan is still the same. Perfect death for Negan is to have him beaten to death by Lucille, a Lucille, any Lucille, a new Lucille, by Maggie. I've wanted that death since way back in All Out War. I talked about that being the perfect death to end All Out War. And then I talked about that being a nice death if Negan was to run away, to flee, you know, and then they chase him down, and we start feeling sorry for Negan just as Maggie surrounds him and beats him to death. So just at the moment he gets his redemption, we have a character who's beaten him to death, and we're like, oh no, Maggie, don't do that, you know, because a lot of us would feel that way if we found out something in his backstory that made us go, oh man, I don't know. What part of All Out War will be the mid-season finale, and what do you think will be the... Oh, wait, how did we get there again? I think you put that one twice on accident. Time-lapse, Q&A. Hey, Ronnie, how would the other communities function if Rick and the others were to leave and go visit the Ohio community? I don't know. Again, we're going to talk about the comic in a comic video, but I don't think that many people can leave. I don't think that is feasible at all. You would have to have a little group, you know, like a messenger group go. You can't take a whole community. Not at all. But as far as a leader, I think Having him with a bum leg sets it up perfect for somebody else to go. Rick should not go. He should stay put, and others should go check out the communities. Walkers grunt and moan. Wouldn't that let you see their breath? No, because they remove the actors' breaths when it's cold out, because walkers don't have lungs. I know they groan, they make noise and all that, and that comes through your lungs and all that shit, but or maybe it doesn't. Can you just have growling through your throat if your lungs are rotted? In the world of The Walking Dead, you're not supposed to see the zombie breath, and that's what they edit that out in post. So that's what they mean. They had Walker breath in season 2 when shooting the barn scene and edited out all the way through the computer. It probably took a lot of work, though. Yeah, it probably took a lot of work. I have the feeling that Negan might somehow save Maggie at a critical point. It's possible. Brandy Lynn, I'm sorry, I don't know why my questions keep repeating. It's no biggie. A girl wearing the glasses. Comic spoiler alert. Oh, Bullet Grays. I thought it might have been possible, but I'm glad they didn't try to trick us out completely. Q&A from J-Dog. Dwight used Daryl's own weapon to kill Denise. How do you think he'll react if Dwight uses it again on Rick as well? Fine. Considering the circumstances, depending on how the story plays out, I think it'll be fine. I will, Brandy Lynn, I will bawl my eyes out. I could barely hold it together when the end of season 6 lineup happened. Laugh out loud. Laura Butler, Q&A. Do you ever get frustrated answering the same questions over and over? Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes. If it's, I think the most frustrating are ones where, like if you just answered it, and somebody, or maybe the previous video you just answered it, and then somebody was like, they asked it. I don't know. Sometimes it gets like whatever. But if it's an older one, if people are rewatching it and they're picking up stuff that we previously talked about, it's not that frustrating because I'm aware that people are marathoning it at different times and they might not have noticed this, that, and the third. So those aren't too bad. But if I answer a question and then somebody maybe doesn't hear it, doesn't listen, or they ask the same exact thing like 5 minutes later, that's when it's just like, I answered that shit about Morales already, people. Morales is a shit character. Forget about him. What do we got? Iron Fist is awesome. I'll check it out. Lindsay Luke. I know some people complain the season moved slower, but I love season 7 because of the acting and plot development. Do you think season 7 did its job setting up all-out war? Yeah, I think it did its job. My main problem was the structure, but I think it did its job. I do feel like there's little bits in here and there that's missing, and some stuff that I'm not really sure it fits as well as others could have fit. It all depends on what they do with season 8. Like the Garbage Gang. The Garbage Gang, if they don't do justice to that group in season 8, I'm starting to feel like that might be my season 5 Hospital. Like with Beth, the Hospital group, it was okay. It was alright. I could rewatch it and I can marathon it and not hate it, hate the hell out of it. But every time I rewatch it, I feel like they always could have done something better in that one specific spot. You know what I mean? It could have been so many different better ideas in that one spot, I feel. But with the Garbage Group in season 7, I'm getting that same feeling with that. But overall, I really like where a majority of the story went, Where do we go? Where's the vet guy that makes bats? And Christina, Tim O, are you here? Matt Marion. No, that's something different. Maria Romero. What time do you think the zombies will decrease in numbers as they decay? I don't think they'll ever cover that at all. I don't think that's anything that's going to show up on the show or the comic. Maybe the comic. Maybe way down the line we'll see there's not as many walkers out there. Tyler Mathna. What's your most disappointing death in the TV series episode? For me, it was Tyrese. Most disappointing. I know I'm going to miss, but the most... Oh, Andrea. All day, every day, 100% Andrea. Let me say it yet again. I'm also disappointed of what they did with her character. I feel like that should never have happened. What they did with her character in season 3 never should have happened. With that said, not only do I think the death is disappointing, but what they did leading up, to that death was also disappointing. But for crying out loud, we have a girl who's racing against the clock, and she's just chilling. Yeah, Tyrese, they honestly could have filmed it a little bit more believable, a little bit more understanding. It does not come off clear that he was so exhausted, a kid got the jump on him. And that was a lot of what they were going for. They were going for exhaustion, Not completely, but that played a huge part in what happened to Tyrese, being exhausted out on the streets. And knowing that someone like Tyrese, you know what I mean, who's as strong as he is, if he can get taken out because he's exhausted and he slipped just by a hair, anyone can get taken out, like this is a dangerous time for them. And I just felt like it didn't come across on TV as well as it could have, as well as it should have. Are you excited for Fear the Walking Dead Season 3? Not really, I'll be honest. I'm excited that it's coming back and then we have something to watch and yada yada yada, but I don't know. I feel like the promo was just a lot of people being captive, and it was like they snatched everybody up. Wait, Brandy Lynn, Ronnie, side Q&A. What is your daughter really into right now? I'm going to send her a little something. Oh, she loves art. She's a nutcase when it comes to art and glitter, but I usually don't allow glitter in the house because it's glitter. Glitter sucks. J Money 22 Q&A. What do you think they will do with Sherry in season 8? Sherry in season 8, she's got to enter back into the story, I feel. Play some type of part, especially if they're going to connect her with Dwight and if they're going to connect her with the Saviors. Honestly, they could do anything at this point in time. I don't think her being alive or being dead right now will affect the story or push the story in any certain way. Q&A. Wait, Sullivan Baker, are you going to make any videos about Better Call Saul? No, I'm not covering Better Call Saul. I will cover Better Call Saul when the season is up. I'll make one video talking about it. Better Call Saul is just, for me, it's just a disappointment. It's just all around a disappointment. I love all the Gus stuff, all the Mike stuff, everything that's going on with everyone except for Saul, and I think this is why I am just crushed, because I loved Saul. Better Call Saul, I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I don't give a shit what Saul's going through right now. I want to. When he's going through interesting stuff, I love it. But this whole court case and the shit with his brother, the shit with the girl, I don't care. I just don't care. But with that being said, I'm hoping that once we get through this bullshit, I'm hoping this is the last season. We can finally pluck Saul out of that bullshit storyline they got him in and put him into something good, Evan Trace. That makes no sense. Oh, you're talking to someone. I think Kirkman is the doll to end the series like that. He's got a master plan for the ending. I hope he has a master plan. You were very attractive. Just thought you should know, Ronnie. Well, thank you, Jub. I appreciate that. I read some of our convo last time. Yeah, sometimes because it says at somebody, and I just see that and think it's the Q&A because of the whatever. Don't judge me. Q&A. What is your thoughts on Old Man Carl theory? Okay, you know what? The recurring questions, yeah, it's getting frustrating. How many times do we got to go through this with this bullshit Old Man Carl theory? Old Man Carl theory is some bullshit clickbait. Think about that logically for 5 seconds and you'll realize it is just ridiculous and dumb. Carl was not present when the governor went off on his rampage. Carl doesn't know about that. Carl was not present with Michonne and Andrea. Carl was not present with Tyrese and Sasha and their group before the apocalypse. Carl was not present through anything that any of the other group members did when Carl wasn't around. And it's impossible for Carl to know what the governor and his new buddies did when the governor didn't tell Carl his story. So it is 100% logically impossible for The Walking Dead to be told through the eyes of Old Man Carl. It's just so impossible. It's ridiculous. That's what I think of the old man Carl theory. I get that question 10 times a day, and I don't, for the life of me, I don't understand why it's such a popular theory. I don't get it. I want to chew glass. It is that there's so many holes in that theory. That's how frustrating that is. Rick waking up from a coma has more going for it than Carl telling the story of the world of The Walking Dead. Here we go. Why does the biggest show on television, The Walking Dead, have the worst camera quality than most shows? Dead MV. That's not actually the camera quality. That's the grain. And they put grain on certain shows, usually the dark and the gritty. Collateral was a episode that was done digitally, or not an episode, a movie that was done digitally with Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx. And they added a lot of grain in it. It's film grain. And you can do that digitally as well. I add some in when I do some skits and clips and stuff just because The Walking Dead does it. Well, anyway, it gives it a more gritty look to it. The Shield did it heavily in the first season, which The Shield, if you want a friggin' outstanding TV show to watch, and it's an older one, but it's amazing, go check The Shield. Get it on DVD, though, because the grain is so bad in the first couple seasons. It doesn't matter. It's like The Walking Dead. But The Walking Dead is weird. Sometimes it pisses me off how much grain they use, because sometimes at nighttime, it's crisp. It's crisp. It's gorgeous. It is, wow. You know? And then during the day, it's so grainy, it rips me out of the show. I hate it. I don't like the grain. I think a little bit of grain is fine, but I think The Walking Dead uses too much grain. I think in a way that's cheating the look, you know, that dark look of the world. Sometimes the apocalypse is going to look gorgeous. You know, that's just life. That's life, bruh. What do we got? Q&A, Ronnie, which one do you prefer, Andrea and Rick or Michonne and Rick? Armando Panici, Andrea and Rick. Andrea and Rick, it might be because I'm more used to it because of the comic situation. But Michonne and Rick, the reason, you know what it is? It's because Michonne and Rick had a best friend bond that I personally grew so attached to within the story, and I love that so much more than when Rick and Andrea got together at first. I was like, oh, what's this? What's going on here? I did not like Andrea until Fear the Hunters, like 65 issues into the comic. I thought she was a huge bitch at times, especially when it came to the twins and all that shit. There was some time she did some stuff really cool and yada yada yada, but I didn't like her, and I really didn't like Michonne in the very beginning, and then after a while Michonne started growing on me. But when they scattered after the prison and Michonne ran into Carl and he jumped to her arms, from that point on, Michonne started growing this best friend bond. It was like a family unit, like a husband and wife, like a mom and dad between Rick and Michonne, and then the little kid Carl. They didn't. And I hate to say it like they cheated. You know, they didn't cheat and just had them hook up. But I think there's something so strong in that, how they can show that bond without ever having to cheat and have them kiss or get physical or intimate. They absolutely 100% love each other, and they did that with the writing, and they didn't need to cheat and show any intimacy. So I think that's why I liked the Andrea and Rick a little bit better than the Rick and Michonne. Cole Ratcliffe. I'll tell you what, seeing it on the show, though, it changes. You know, in a year or 2 years, I might not feel that way because I'm growing more and more, less and less interested in the best friend type, relationship that they had in the comic. And it's starting to get more comfortable and settle in with the intimate, you know what I mean? In a year or two, I'll probably pick them. I'll probably be like, they're a power couple, you know what I mean? What do we got? Cole Ratcliffe, do you think the fantasy table scene in 701 is telegraphing the next character deaths? I mean, how the characters are sitting? No. If you can pinpoint how it telegraphs it, you let me know, but I don't think it is. Judith DM, Ronnie, if you have safety in numbers, why don't all the good communities move in together or find a place to house them all together and maybe just have one outpost in case of emergencies? Well, I think it comes down to, the area, having your home and supplies and distance to trade and all that. They would have to build additional units onto, if they stayed in Alexandria, maybe they'd have to move the walls and all that. But I guess you could just pull everybody out of the communities if it wasn't overcrowded and put them all in Alexandria. You could do that. I just think each community, it seemed like it had its own strengths. You know what I'm saying? I think the one community was closer to getting lumber, especially once they established themselves. Another community was closer to, you know what? That's something. The one community was closer to the lumber. There was another community that was right around the corner from where they made the bullets. So where do you live? You know what I mean? Do you live near the lumber? Do you live near the bullets? You need both. So what they do is one community gathers the lumber, another community makes the bullets, and you trade between the communities. You know what I mean? So in a way that could potentially work, but if there's more resources, if they're likely to grow faster trading than they are building one community, then it's probably best to have multiple. Jazz, do you like the way that Michonne is currently being portrayed on The Walking Dead? Yeah, I like it. Patrick Starr. Ronnie, do you think the Ohio group could be huge and have a democracy, a president, or some sort? I think it could be. Yeah, it's possible. Lindsay Luke, could season 8 end with the Whispers showing up, maybe using Heath's face? Because that would be awesome. And that would end the Where's Heath question. I know it might seem cool to be like, boom, bam, there's the Whispers, but I would dread that. I would be so furious if we had all-out war, like a whole season of all-out war, and then in the very end of the season they said, oh, boom, here's the Whispers. That is a reveal that shouldn't come until you're, 6-7 episodes into the season. Well, maybe not that far. Let's say 4 solid episodes into the season, because you need to have that mystery there. You need to have that creepiness. You need to have that what's out there, what's outside of our borders. That is probably the most interesting part of the Whisperers, was not knowing. That moment where we did not know what was out there. What did they hear? They were talking. I know some fans were actually thinking Kirkman went crazy and he jumped the shark by having walkers talking, which that would have been so dumb, So the build up to the mystery, I think that is great. And the way it unfolds, a lot of us knew it. I called it. I even wrote it on the post immediately, But just because I was able to call it off that one thing doesn't mean it wasn't still suspenseful and entertaining and there wasn't a lot going on. I mean, it's still to this day, it's one of my all-time favorite story arcs. Even if I was able to call it, and you can call it predictable, it still has that going for it because of the way it was executed. I don't want to rush that just to put it in the end of season 8. You know what I mean? In my opinion, at least. Dustin Lay. Wait a minute. Where'd your question go? Dustin Lay, where did you go? I might have to skip you. Shit just went crazy. Fuck. Where'd it go? Come on. Yep, it's gone. It fucking moved. I think exactly right. What do we got here? Saul Goodman by the end of season 3. Yeah, hopefully. Patrick Starr. Right, has safety numbers. Oh, okay, here we go. Dustin Lay. If Shiva didn't save Carl, what do you think would have saved Carl? Nothing. If Shiva didn't save him, nothing. He was about to get the bat in the face or in the head. One good swing. Dead MV. Why does the biggest show on television? Oh, all right. I feel like you answered that. We'll put that up there a couple times. Jazz. How do you like the way that Michonne is currently being? How the fuck is that happening? with the repeat questions. We'll be doing videos on Fear the Walking Dead this season. I am going to do my absolute best to, at the very least, cover the reviews for Fear the Walking Dead. We might not, chances are, we probably will not do prediction videos. We might do a prediction video for like the trailer, maybe a trailer breakdown. But I don't think we're going to do predictions for every single episode. Cole Ratcliffe, which savior introduced thus far? It all depends how it plays out, you know. And time is the issue right now. Am I going to have the time? So, but I'm going to do my damnedest. Introduced so far, do you think has the best chance to take over the saviors after Negan is captured at the end of All Out War? Or the black dude, maybe Simon. Well, I mean, if you're going with the comic, I mean, are you trying to say you want to change it from the comic? Some parts of the story are kind of set up to be to just fit, so I would have to disagree. I would stick with the comic. Evan Schneider, this isn't Walking Dead related but zombies related. Have you watched any gameplay for Days Gone By? No, I haven't. I've seen one, the very first one they released, and it looks great. I want to check it out. It's coming out around Christmas. Yeah, I saw one video and I said, yep, I'm gonna play it, and then I never looked again because I'm gonna play it, so it doesn't matter. SSA Q&A, Ronnie, what do you think happened to the President of the United States? He's probably in a bunker somewhere, chilling. Tom himself, what about the theory that Europe hasn't been infected and they're gonna just bomb the U.S. and kill all the zombies? That is either a troll question or you didn't think that out clearly, but bombing the U.S. to kill all the zombies ruins our story. That's just no way that's true, you know? So whoever made up that rumor was just looking for something spicy to say, or they're trolling. Mama Otter, are you watching Handmaid's Tale? What? Not zombie, but seriously disturbing dystopia? I never even heard of that. Handmaid's Tale? Handmaid's Tale. I'll look it up. Ronnie, don't do romance. No, Ronnie, don't do romance. Damn it. Edgar D. They stayed in Grady Memorial. Morgan Blue. Hey, Ronnie, if the ad stuff gets worse, how will you be focusing purely on The Walking Dead? As in, will you be able to focus on anything else? If the ad stuff gets any worse, I'm not making a penny. It's that low. Right now, it's that low. So, would I be able to focus on anything outside The Walking Dead? I would love to. If I have the free time, I would love to sit down and talk about the trailer to A Dark Tower just because I seen it. I wasn't expecting much from it, and I want to talk about it. It looks good, you know? So, I'm going to try my damnedest, you know? This month in particular is going to be the roughest to do the time management for because I'm right in that stage where it's like, okay, which way do I go? Because I can't just, well, okay, I'm going to go left. You know, I'm going to say yes to the job, do all the full time. Once you get locked in, you're locked in. If you lock in and back out, there's no coming back. So, yeah, I don't know. It's a little tricky. We're seeing how it's going to, because a lot of the bigger YouTubers keep saying everything's going to be fine, you know, so we'll see. But right now, it's still plummeting every day. Prime Matrix, Ronnie, what would you think about Carl and Maggie going back to the prison at the end of the comics to bury all those who died? Going back to the prison to the end of the comics. I don't like that idea. It's so long after. All those zombies there, they probably ate some of the body. The weeds grew in. It's just bones. And it's 600 miles away. Like in the comic and the show. I think it's 650 miles. Exactly? Roundabout? There's no way. I would not buy that at all. Maybe if for some reason they had to travel up that way and they went there, they stopped off and they were able to visit the prison that's all grown in, I think that would be some epic shit. But I'm not going to buy it that they were able to find the bodies and bury them. I'm not buying that. Maybe they were able to find bones that he thinks is possibly his mother's, maybe his sister's, something like that I could buy, but Not going just to bury them. I wouldn't buy that. Q&A. Will the gore come back for season 8? Because season 7B was fucking ridiculous. This is rough because they came straight out and they never said why this happened. They came straight out and said, we're toning the gore down. Straight up, it's going to happen. We're toning it down. And then after we made a fuss about it, they came right out and said, no, we're not. We're definitely not toning it down. They never said why Gale Ann Hurd said that at that meeting or at that MTV or TV Guide meeting, whatever it was. So they never explained that, or at least maybe I missed it. Then we started watching the new season, and there was stuff that was clearly deleted. Like, we got proof that they came right out and said this was edited out. They took out the blood and gore here. Some of it was jarring. Some of it didn't make any sense why you would make that cut, especially Winslow. Blades everywhere, and they're not going to show how Rick killed him. They're not going to show how Rick did any. It just does. I don't believe they didn't cut the gore out. You know what I mean? Now, when it comes to will the gore be back in season 8? No. If they took it out for a reason in season 7, if they did in fact take it out, they're not just going to magically put it back in. Unless the ratings go through the roof again and they feel, ironclad. I just feel like some of these people who complain about the gore should just grow the fuck up already. Panda 33. Ronnie, when did Rick and Michonne get together? Wait, it felt like Rick was fucking his sister. How did it feel to you? Oh, when Rick and Michonne got together. Yeah, I think that is the biggest reason why it had that off feeling for me, and it's starting to feel a little bit less each time, like he's banging his sister, because for me, it could have been the comic, setting that up, but I just saw them as having that perfect brother, sister, aunt to Carl type bond, the best friend. I mean, and I saw some of the flirt moments, but at that time, I just was set on maybe too stubborn that I liked the way it was in the comic and I didn't want it messed with. Maybe. What do we got? We are just about done in 4 minutes. Do the 5-minute warning. Manu, is that how you say it? What happened to Martinez group, like the kids and elderly? Martinez group, they're done. They're done for. Everyone, I don't know. They're out there somewhere running around, maybe. Armando Panici, why do you think that Negan vs. Jesus was cut from the finale? Wait, Negan vs. Jesus. Well, one, they haven't built up Jesus. 2, it would be kind of corny. In the comic, it was slightly corny how it played out, their conversation to each other. Some of it was a little cringy, and I don't think it would translate well to the screen. They have All Out War coming, and for me, I feel like it's going to be the whole season. They could have that take place in season 8. They don't need it in the season finale. Honeybees. The alien thing was not to AMC to get his comment off the ground. I don't know what that was. Just found out that Austin Amelia is a super rad skater. Dwight better not fucking die. That's my favorite character now. Are the zombies just a pain in the ass now? I miss seeing them. Yeah, I like the zombies, man. I like the zombies too. I wish we get more zombies, even during the war. I think that's the best time to have more zombies. Ronnie, would you like to see Jesus fight Negan like he did in the comic? Yeah, sure. I'm down for it. Not like it in the comic, though. It was slightly badass. You know what I mean? But I want to see them fight. What the fuck was that? Hold on, guys. we back? Couple minutes. That was hilarious. You okay? Are you okay? Here's Cubby. He's scared. He's scared. Look at. That's the face of sheer terror. My daughter actually fell asleep, and I guess she rolled or I don't know, scared the hell out of the dog, and the dog went nuts and knocked some shit down. I got to get going soon because I got to change my underwear now that he scared the hell out of me. Do you miss Glenn? He was a great character. Yeah, I miss Glenn. I mean, the Steven Yeun, the actor playing Glenn, he seems like a freaking sweetheart, man. He seems so cool. Honeybees, Q&A, where the hell are all the zombies? Yeah, I want more zombies, dude, totally. Where we got? Hey, Ronnie, I would love to donate 60, that funny, weird-looking $sign to your channel. 6 in the morning here in Australia. Oh, Australia, I have to go to work. Eugene is loyal. The threats are crazy. Well, I appreciate all the reward, all the support. Did you say you have to go to work? Enjoy your day at work. Absolutely. Eugene is loyal. I agree. The threats are crazy. Brandon Lynn, Ronnie, when do you think Gregory will actually pet the stick? Oh, put the stick out of his ass and join in, or does he bitch out? I think he's gonna bitch out, let everyone do all the heavy lifting. Yeah, I think he'll bitch out. Ronnie, do you think Sherry's still alive? Yeah, I think he's still alive. Did you hear about the stupid little prick named Rick? Yeah, I did. Do you have any idea if they'll change Jesus' character a bit? Because goddamn, he reminds me of MacGyver without the gadgets. Oh, ouch. Hello, is Ronnie out there? That must have been when I left. Mic drop and he is out. Yeah, that's funny. Holy shit. He disappeared. It's not... Wait, it's not been 5 minutes. Oh, yeah. I guess that must have confused some people. Yeah, I was checking on Juju. I thought it was Juliet, but here the dog scared the shit out of the dog. I had to go get the dog because he ran away. He was all like, ah, I guess he was sleeping, and she freaked him out. So he was running away, ears down, tail between his legs. Let's find some questions. Drome, Q&A. What do you think the extent of Dwight's memory problem is? Do you think he's autistic in the show? I don't think it's something like that. I think it's more of, normal stuff. Like, he just doesn't remember shit. Not like it's a brain damage problem. Laura Butler. Are you going to dress Cubby up as a walker dog for Halloween? Probably not. Yeah, I'll definitely miss the character that died today. Ronnie, get a kitty cat's rule? I don't know. Okay, go ahead. Lay down, buddy. You're good. I don't know if he wants to get down or what. Are you alright? You want to get back up? You're good? Alright, let's finish this up. Will you miss the carrot? Wait. Ronnie, get the kitty cat's rule. Ronnie, do you think Rick knew the kingdom was in the rear? Rick kept looking to his left before Shiva pounced in. Rick seemed very confident even though Negan was about to kill us. So, I don't think so. Right afterward, Rick had this like crazy holy shit, did that just happen face, and I think if he knew, he wouldn't have had that face. Can Chandler Riggs be as cool as comic Carl currently is? Once the time jump happens, maybe get the fella a weight set. I'm of the few that like the Carl. I think he could. I don't think weights have anything to do with it. This is movie magic. You can make a character, look tougher, be tougher, act tougher. I think if he tackles some of the weaknesses he has with his range as an actor, I think he could be a great comic Carl. Absolutely. Cathis, Ronnie, do you think we'll ever see Heath again? Absolutely, I think so. Raiders Cat, Q&A. Is Negan and Rick's dialogue outside the sanctuary going to make it into the show? I think a lot of it will. Maybe we'll get some of it in the, if they still do the deleted stuff. maybe we'll get an extended scene in the Blu-ray. Evan Trace, would you like to see Carl recast for a new beginning? No, I don't believe in recasts. Not at all. I want to see the actors hone their craft better, get better. Listen, you're getting rich. You have the life that, everybody, you can go out and pick a random person. They would trade lives with you instantly. The least you could do is just practice, get better at your craft. So, no, I'm against recasts. Patrick Starr, Ronnie, would you like to see a Whisper sneak peek at the end? No, hell no. Defiant Cod, do you think Carl's hair length means something? If so, do you think he will get a haircut? No. The hair length bothers me for all the characters. From season to season, they never get it right for any of the characters at all. It's always like 2 inches, 3 inches longer than it should be. I don't get it. I don't get how the hell that happens. Like Dwight's was like down to here. If you go back and watch this shit again, his hair length is down to here. A couple days later in season 6. A couple days later in season 7, that same piece that used to rest on his chin, on his cheek, is like down to here now. It just baffles me. They got people who, never mind. What do we got? Golden Brick 007. Do you think Ezekiel will die the way? Whoops. Spoiler alert. I think it's possible, yeah. Carl is getting too fucking majestic in my opinion. Why did Sasha have to zombie? She could have gone full rock throats eating instead. She still dies, but dies fighting. Yeah, she could have. Yeah, she could have, but zombie gets shot, cut, choked, and it's like a killing machine, So maybe she thought if she took the chance to bite somebody, then again, yeah, bite from her wouldn't do what a bite. All she needs to do is bite somebody, bite Negan. Maybe that's what she was thinking. If I just bite him as a zombie, that's probably what she was thinking. Ronnie, Robert Kirkman said Eugene has Asperger's in a letter hack. He said it. At least comic Eugene anyway. Well, awesome. Even though I'll have to look that up to see what you mean. Ronnie, you love Train to Busan. You have to watch The Horde. Already seen it years ago, and I love it. Or at least I remember loving it. I'm going to go watch it again. Could they incorporate Morgan's people wearing? No, they can't. We already talked about that previously, and that's definitely something he could plan out. I just think it's impossible. 600 miles away, it doesn't make any sense for it to be the Whispers. How would you know? How would you connect the two, even if it was? Robert M. Q&A. Do you think that Negan will use Lucille in the midst of some battles? Would make for some cool combat scenes. Yeah, I hope so. Hell yeah. We were going to end it in 2.5 minutes. I got to go. My eyes are burning. I'm going to bed. Q&A. Do you think we'll see more of Jesus in season 8? Yeah, definitely. He was only in 7 episodes in season 7. I've really been wanting to see more of him. I think we will. I don't know if we're going to see a whole lot, though. Do you think Dwight will die? Wait, what is that? Copy link address. Do you think Dwight will die in season 8? I don't think he'll die in season 8. Judy Petita. I hope I said that right. Ronnie. Which dead character do you think would have been instrumental for season 8? Which dead character? Shit. I think Sasha. Probably. No. Abraham. Yeah, what was I thinking? Abraham. Yeah, hell yeah. Lily Tube. Where to go? Lily Tube. Oh, okay. Smart but not very social. Thank you very much, Lily Tube. Lindsay Luke. Do you think they'll end the mid-season finale with Rick and company rolling up to the sanctuary gates? Nah, I think they'll do that a lot sooner than the mid-season finale. Patrick Starr. Ronnie, would you like to see a sneak peek of the... Wait, son of a bitch, Patrick. Did you ask that like 5 times? Blocking your ass. I'm not really, but you might go in timeout. Honeybees, you're a badass, sexy motherfucker, and thank you for doing this for us. Not a problem. Thank you very much for the compliment. Matt Fusion, what kind of e-cig do you use? Please notice me. I noticed you. Some cheapo bullshit I bought from Walgreens. It's like a Haas or something. I only bought it temporarily till I'm done, or I feel like I'm not smoking cigarettes anymore, and it's working. I'm almost done with this, and I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I cheated. I had one today, but don't judge me. What videos did you make about Morgan seeing whispers? What video did you make? No, I talked about it in this video in the very beginning, or near the very beginning. Now I don't even know, but it was in this video I discussed it. Evan Trace, do you think Chandler Riggs can carry the show 3 to 5 years from now? If his acting gets better, yeah. Max Stidham, did the comics ever say what Jesus' profession was? Shit, did they? I don't remember if they did. I don't remember. Naughty Envelope 3, Q&A. Do you think Negan will get his comic scene at the end? That's rough because it's underwhelming. It's underwhelming, and it's definitely underwhelming for that to happen and then have a big break. You know what I mean? I think fans will be like, oh my god, oh my god. So, and this is something I do want to discuss, but I think Simon is going to be the character to get the big reward, the big, death battle finale, and Negan might get like an injury / captive, but I just don't know if they're going to do it similar in that way. I don't know. It's tricky, real tricky. I think it could work. I think it could definitely work, but I think it is tricky, and if it doesn't work, it's going to fail hard. Tom himself. Come on, Ronnie, smoke cigarettes like a real man. I smoked a cigarette today. I'm too old to fall for that be a real man bullshit, though. That's just a lie. Cathis. When is the Season 7 Blu-ray coming out? August. And October and November. August, usually, for just the Blu-ray. October or November for the box set, There is no sound. There's no sound. Why not? Do you think the premiere will be Big Death? You fucking awesome. Thank you very much. We're gonna wrap this up right now. This is the 1 minute countdown. So ask what you want to ask. Thanks, Ronnie. You're fucking awesome. Do you think there will be a Big Death in the Season 8 premiere? They don't need one, but it's possible. Armando, I think Yukimiko, who should use his bow more? Thoughts, Ronnie? Yumiko. Who's Yumiko? Yumiko should use his bow more? I don't know what you're talking about. Nick asked, there's literally no good reason to smoke cigarettes. Lol. No, there's not. Taylor Ryder. Ronnie, what's up with them putting Jesus back on pre-order? Any news? Sorry for yelling. Haha. I don't know. And he's talking about the Color Tops figure. I have no idea what the hell they're doing with that. I just don't know. I wish McFarlane Toys would say something. Even if it's like, he's a little delayed right now. A little bit, nothing serious. I think that would be awesome, but they haven't said anything. See you later, Robin. It's the final countdown. Mama Otter, think of how much money you will save by quitting smoking. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Goodbye, Ronnie. Hope you do this again soon. This Friday, I'm going to try my best to do it. I might even get a Colt 4540 to celebrate. Like I said, my daughter's going to my grandmother's. That doesn't happen often at all, so it's usually me and her all the time, constantly. So, I'm going to celebrate with you guys. Hey Ronnie, thanks for doing a Q&A. Not a problem. Thanks for stopping by, everyone who stopped by. Seriously, Q&A. How about you doing reviews on classic zombie or mobster movies like old shit? That is definitely happening. That is definitely happening. Curly Pickles Q&A. Do you think Maggie and Negan have it out next season on TV? Oh yeah, it's gonna be like softcore porn. Oh, you mean like fighting? Sure, yeah. Metal bats suck, man. Metal bats? Metal bats with barbed wire, probably. Alright, everybody. Good night. Brandon Lynn, girl, I will never try, but if she's Facebook anymore. What time on Friday? You know what? Since my daughter won't be here and I don't have to like give her a bath and put her to bed, let's try for like 8:30. You know, maybe I get on early on 8. But what I'll do is you can set like you can post it on YouTube. And you'll see the thumbnail, and it'll tell you what time. I'll try my best to put that up on Friday, so that way you guys know ahead of time. Ronnie, I would love to see you do some Walking Dead Telltale predicts. Telltale predictions? Oh, man. No, I'm not 40. I'm going to get a 40, like a 40-ounce beer. Telltale predictions would be a little off, though, right? Because they just ended, so we're not getting another one for, like, what, a year? 2 years? How would you like the show to handle the time jump in Negan? We've actually talked about that, too. Dopest get sick of us. Hope Ronnie doesn't get sick of us. I'm only sick of you, Tom. Tom himself and Brady, we should do a drinking game on Friday nights. Yeah, every time I say whoop-de-whoop, you guys got to drink. Boobs. Laugh aloud, 40-ounce beer. Q&A, how old are you? Are you talking to me? That's not a Walking Dead Q&A. I am 27. 24. Can you tell? I'm 30. Can you tell us a prediction for The Last of Us 2? A prediction? I don't know anything. I know they're casting some new people I see on Twitter. What am I going to be drinking? I just said Colt 45. Yeah, every time a video cuts out, do a shot. No, whoop-de-whoop. Because knowing my luck, the video will never cut out. And then no one will be drinking. All right. I'm drinking every day already. Oh, we know, Tom. We know. All right. Leave your thoughts and opinions. Thank you very much for stopping by. Let me scroll down the super chat and say my final thank yous in case I missed anybody who donated, helped out since the ad revenue was just crashing through the floor. Mama Otter, huge thank you. The Croc 625, J Dog, Danny Cross. I wonder if I say that right. J Dog again. Robin Smith, J Dog, Danny Cross, Barb B, Alex Triplet, Mr. Random Guy 781, Elijah Jackson, and everyone on Patreon. I'm telling you what, I was sweating bullets, but I honestly don't know what I would be doing without you guys as far as handling the future of what's to come, because man, it was looking pretty grim. We'll see how worse it gets, but from the bottom of my heart, absolutely 100%, every bit of support, whether it's people who are watching, whether it's people who are hitting the like button, sharing, word of mouth, doing the super chat donations, doing the Patreon, everything is adding up, and that's what's going to keep MAP afloat until YouTube gets its shit together. So absolutely family effort. All right, guys, thanks for coming by and hanging out with me until my eyes are burning and I can't think anymore. Thoughts and opinions in that comment box. I'm done talking. Let me scroll over to the stop streaming button. It's your turn.